On America's most patriotic day, Meghan Markle served up more than just cupcakes. She served a message. Red, white, and blue frosting, a cozy family photo. A nostalgic nod to her early days with Harry. It all looked harmless on the surface. But zoom out and you start to see the choreography. If it wasn't a celebration, it was a performance, a soft reminder to the world. We're still here, we're still in love. She shared how Harry, H, as she still calls him, brought her cupcakes on the 4th of July back in 2016. Not Harry, not even my husband, just H, like a character in her script rather than the co-author of their story. For anyone who's seen emotional control at work, the nickname isn't cute. It's telling. Shrinking someone down to an initial. It's not affection, it's ownership. And in this picture-perfect post, that's what it felt like. Harry, the prince, the veteran, the son of Diana, slowly being edited out of his own narrative. The cupcakes weren't the issue, it was the message behind them. A sugar-coated distraction wrapped in patriotic sprinkles. Signal flare. Look at us. We're okay. Still magical, still real. But the thing is, truly happy couples, they don't need to remind the world they're happy. They don't reach 9 years into the past just to validate the present. Even Queen Elizabeth, who once welcomed Meghan with genuine warmth, began to see through the shimmer. According to those closest to her, she sensed the shift, and it hurt. The bond between grandmother and grandson frayed, not because of press headlines, but because of real change. And no matter how many balloons you blow up, if there's a hole in one, it still deflates. So when Meghan ramped up her online presence just as divorce rumors swirled, it didn't feel random. It felt strategic. This wasn't just a throwback. It was branding, a reintroduction. A gentle rollout of Meghan 2.0 and Harry. He's just along for the ride. He's not the man once seen as the brave, charming royal with the world at his feet. Now, he's an extra in curated content, a bag carrier, a handholder being subtly dodged in public, a man quietly shrinking next to a woman who's still playing the game full throttle. Even her fruit platters are getting more attention than him and that 4th of July spread. Watermelon topped with cheese, strawberries with leaves still on. It was less celebration, more metaphor, awkward, off-brand, and trying too hard to impress. So the next time you scroll past Meghan's cupcakes, remember, real love doesn't need a filter or frosting. Real love doesn't need to sell itself, you just feel it. And on a day meant to honor independence, maybe that's exactly what's missing. What we really saw was a man who's lost his place in his own story. And the irony couldn't be louder. Harry, born a royal, now reduced to a +1 in the very relationship that once made headlines for love. It's like watching a lead actor fade into the background of a movie he was supposed to star in. While Meghan fine-tuned her narrative online with the perfect lighting and Pinterest-worthy plating, Harry just stood there, stiff smile in place, clinging to cupcake memories and hoping the world would confuse nostalgia with connection. But if you've been paying attention, you already know Harry's not leading anymore. He's being led. His latest efforts to speak out on issues that matter to him, mental health, veterans, purpose, feel hollow because Meghan's nowhere around. She vanishes when it's not about her podcast, her interviews, her series. And when she does appear, it's usually to eclipse, not support. Like when she showed up in tailored white suits, front and center at events meant to honor wounded soldiers. Men Harry poured his heart into uplifting. She didn't elevate his mission. She hijacked the moment. And if you think that was subtle, take her recent food stunt. What could have been a simple summer platter turned into a photo op. A glossy tableau of watermelon and cheese cubes, jammed together with soggy crackers and strawberries, stems still on. It wasn't food. Was Instagram bait. And there's Harry again, barely in frame, somewhere between the crackers and the cupcakes. It's just another blurry prop. But the most unsettling part isn't the food or the photos. It's how carefully calculated it all feels. Meghan knows what she's doing. She's fluent in perception, timing, and the art of curated affection. That special day post, it wasn't about joy. It was a distraction, a soft filter over something fraying underneath. Even her language exposes the script. Calling him H may sound sweet, but it strips him down. This is Prince Harry, son of a king, brother to a future king, war veteran, humanitarian, but in her story, he's just H. The guy who brings cupcakes and poses for dreamy selfies in a rom-com that's starting to lose its plot. While she doubles down on image, he seems to be losing everything else. Their foundation is unraveling. The Invictus Games, once a proud achievement, now feel overshadowed by private drama and public silence. And let's be real, he has no formal role left. No palace, no military post, no real job, scattered appearances, ghost-written memoirs, and a growing list of PR cleanups. And the weight of pretending is starting to show. Where Meghan basks in the spotlight, Harry looks like he's fading in it, a man trying to recall lines from a play he didn't audition for. And somehow, despite it all, you feel for him, not because he's weak, but because he looks completely lost in a world that once felt solid. So when those Instagram posts resurface, the filtered flashbacks and sugary tributes, what people see isn't love. It's the glitter-covered unraveling of something that was supposed to be forever. And behind every aesthetic filter lies one uncomfortable truth. Not all fairy tales survive the real world. Even the Beckhams, Britain's unofficial second royal family, can't dodge that reality. David and Victoria just hit 26 years of marriage. It's an incredible feat in a world of flashing cameras and relentless press. But even that milestone wasn't immune to heartbreak. Their golden child, Brooklyn, chose silence over celebration. No post, no message. It's not even a polite text. And he was in the UK. It wasn't a scheduling conflict. It was a choice, and it echoed louder than any headline. David Beckham, football legend, cultural icon. A man who's done more for England's global image than most politicians, got iced out by his own son on the biggest day of his year. It was a reminder that no amount of success or fame can protect you from emotional fractures. Because in the end, even in the most polished lives, silence can say more than any post ever could. Brooklyn, now married to Nicola Peltz, daughter of billionaire investor Nelson Peltz, seems to have swapped family connection for high society distance. And it's not just emotional detachment, it's a calculated separation. The Beckhams, who gave him everything, love, platform, identity, are now relegated to background noise in the soundtrack of his new elite life. And it's impossible not to notice the eerie similarity to Harry and the royal family, sons once adored, rooted in something real, who slowly vanished into carefully managed relationships that isolate more than they uplift. There's a pattern here. When love begins to cut off ties geographically, emotionally, and even financially, it stops looking like romance and starts looking like indoctrination. It's the kind where you're told your family doesn't understand you, where loyalty is demanded rather than earned. And before long, who you used to be becomes a faint memory. That's Harry's story, and now it's Brooklyn's, playing out in real time. Victoria, who sold over 50 million records as a Spice Girl, and David, a global sports and fashion icon, aren't just famous, they're cultural landmarks. Yet their son now feels like a guest star in their lives. They post cheerful anniversary photos and holiday moments, smiles intact. But there's always a face missing from the frame, and they feel it deeply, because every parent would. Brooklyn's silence on David's 50th birthday hit like a punch, and his absence from family events has become louder than any appearance. And the saddest part? This isn't some broken, dysfunctional household. The Beckhams are strong, stable, loving, and still. They're being ghosted like an old tabloid cover. Now look across the aisle to another fallen power couple, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. Glamorous, talented, adored, and now apart. 9 years together. A child, red carpets, music, films, interviews, and still no wedding. From the outside, it looked effortless. On the inside, it was two stars pulling in opposite directions. Because that's the hidden curse of celebrity. Love. When both people are used to being the center, no one is willing to orbit. You get two leads. No support, no grounding, just collision. Katie's an industry titan. Orlando's a Hollywood name. Both strong, both spotlight. Ready. But love needs balance. Like Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. She ruled. He anchored. That works. But Katie and Orlando. No anchor. Just bright lights trying to outshine each other until they burn out. And so here we are with the Beckhams. Facing silence from their own son, Harry slowly disappearing behind curated smiles. And yet another beautiful couple splitting under the weight of public pressure. The message is undeniable now. Public love is fragile. The more you package it, perform it, parade it, the quicker it crumbles. And through all the glossy posts, throwback captions, and orchestrated affection, one truth cuts through it all. Love doesn't live in headlines. It survives in the quiet, in the private, in the unseen. And if you have to constantly prove it to the world, it's probably already fading.